Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about why it is very, very important for everyone out there who is looking into New Year's resolutions for fitness to go ahead and start early and not wait until New Year, that they should go ahead and join a gym today or tomorrow and get this done before New Year's hits. And a lot of people are going to go, what? Why would you say that? Why do those few days matter? And the reason I'm going to get into that is something I discussed last year. And when I discussed this last year, there were apparently other people, and even apparently a few smaller YouTube channels got upset, and other people said I was promoting laziness and mediocrity. When I said that if you start on New Year's as a New Year's resolution to make a fitness goal, you will almost be guaranteed to fail. Now, what I'm going to do probably after New Year's, I'm going to lay out an outline for people who go ahead and make that mistake of how to minimize their risk of failure. But the reason I say that this is important, this needs to be done early, when you look at the research out there, guess what? Nobody on earth takes New Year's resolutions seriously. They think they do, but what we find is that anytime a person sets something as a New Year's resolution, they have a 90% failure rate. That means 9 out of 10 people who set a New Year's resolution goal will fail at it. Now, some people say, well, why? That doesn't make sense because people throw everything into it. Well, that's a big part of it. Because when people do this, they make a big deal about something that they consider important. And by waiting and holding off, it shows that they aren't serious about it. Like, oh, I have to prepare for it. Instead of just starting to shift into some shift in lifestyle. Because New Year's resolutions are always a shift in lifestyle. It's, I want to get rid of my gambling habit. I want to deal with my alcoholism. I want to give up drinking, right? Of course, but they want that New Year's Eve to still get drunk. And that's what a lot of it is. People want to wait for that final binge of whatever it is they want to change. Even the fitness thing, they're like, man, I'm going to party and eat a bunch of pizza and ice cream or whatever on New Year's Eve to prepare for my change in lifestyle. And the problem with that is that it sets you up for failure. Because it means that you don't really want it that bad, or you're wanting to try to go all out. And by setting a day to do so, people tend to do an all out opposite of what they intended to do. Whether it's to give up drinking, they're going to drink a lot of it. If it's going to get healthier or lose fat, they binge on New Year's or through the holidays extra. When the reality is, if you're serious about your goals, you don't set a future date to start. You don't set a future date to start. You either take an active engagement immediately, or you at least start doing research. In other words, if a person decides in mid-December that they want to give up drinking, that it's really a problem for them, they start looking into AA and other things then, right? Because they haven't had an epiphany that caused them to do that. They've set it as a New Year's resolution goal because it's a tradition. And so they hold off the day. Right, so it's not that important. They didn't have some major event that made them hit rock bottom. Because, like with alcoholism, it's a perfect example. And we could talk about food addictions and sloth and laziness and these things also in the same context. But they usually need to hit rock bottom. They need some event to happen that triggers them to have an immediate change. And the people who have that immediate switch go off, that shift in their brain. Because, once you realize something, you cannot unrealize it. When you realize that your alcoholism is a problem, or you realize that your obesity and fitness is a problem, it's an immediate realization and you can't unrealize it. If it's just kind of a problem you want to deal with in the future, you're not going to be as committed. You're absolutely not going to be as committed to making that change. And that's what people need to remember. It's usually you need a major event. And oftentimes with the obesity thing, it could be you just step on the scale and realize that you're 50 pounds fatter than you should be, or you look down and you can barely see your dick. Or one of your parents or your brother or your cousin has their first heart attack. Someone who's a few years older than you maybe. Or again, a parent has their first heart attack. Okay, this stuff causes an epiphany to happen for people. When you set it as a different type of goal, what people tend to do when they do the New Year's resolution, they go to the gym, they start on New Year's Day, they have a binge or whatever, they party, all that, going into the new year, and then They walk in January 1st or 2nd and they join a gym. Now, what you need to remember is that gyms make their money off of New Year's resolutioners. I'm making this video not for the people who aren't going to ignore it, hopefully, because let's be honest here, the reason we all have gyms to train at is because of New Year's resolutioners. You see serious people who train hard and train seriously complain about the January crowd. The first 4 to 6 weeks of every year, the gym is crowded full of noobs who don't know what they're doing. They're annoying. They get in the way. They do really silly, goofy stuff. They cause injuries. They break equipment because they have no clue what they're doing, right? Because they just do it all at once, and then they go all out. The gyms know that they lock you into a 1-year contract. That's why they do that. It's specifically because of New Year's resolutioners, because they know that 90% of the people who they sign up will be locked into a 1-year contract and maybe have $100 or $200 termination fee, and that after 6 weeks they're never going to set foot in that gym again. So they'll either let the contract run out or they'll pay the fee to end it. They're going to get their money out of you. The gym industry banks off of that. And I mean, I don't want this to completely end because, I mean, hey, I like having decent facilities to train at. I like having a place where I can power clean and deadlift and all of that when I don't have a home gym right now, which I'll do again eventually. But those people are going to be there regardless, meaning all of those people, the millions of people who are going to join a gym next week, probably aren't going to watch this video. Maybe a few thousand of those people will watch this video. Or maybe the regular followers in the fitness world will see this and they'll realize that they've got a family member who's talking about a New Year's resolution, and they'll go say, hey, let's go join a gym today. Hey, let's go tonight. That loved one, that friend, that family member, you'll go talk them into doing it tonight if you see this video. And the reason for that is that if you're serious about it, you're not going to hold it off. You're not going to hold off on it and then try to do everything at once. And that's where they mess up. They come in, they hold off because it's not important enough for them to start. And then because they made the New Year's resolution and made a big deal about it, they go all in. They do training routines that they can't sustain, that they get extremely sore from. They burn out. They get overuse injuries. They get all sorts of fatigue because they go harder than they should for a sedentary person who has been lazy and out of shape up until this point. If you really think you're going to go to the gym and be training for 45 minutes or an hour a day, 5 days a week, if you think you're going to go from sedentary to that without either hurting yourself or burning out, you're about to get a big dose of reality. Or a lot of people, they haven't trained since they played football in high school or since they were in the military, and it's a decade later. You are not the same person you were at 17, 18, 20, 22. You are not that person anymore. You will not recover the same. You have been sedentary for years. All right, you're not going to be able to do the training you did at 18 years old with higher testosterone levels and fitness and young joints and young tendons and all that recovery. You don't have that anymore. And you may not realize it, but you might have gradually built into what you did back then. So if you come in and you go all out because you waited till that day instead of saying, okay, I'm going to join a gym now and I'm going to ease into a shift in lifestyle. I'm not going to do a binge diet. I'm going to go ahead and start researching nutrition now. Go ahead and join the gym and just go in and do a little bit of light work for 20 minutes a day. Work on a few little things. Then maybe I should go research training routines. I should find out what routines to run. Maybe they'll go look at some of my novice programs. I've got 3 different novice programs for people of different levels of commitment. They'll go look at something like starting strength. Maybe they'll go read some basics on nutrition so that they don't do some crazy fad diet. I'm going to tell you right now, people who join the gym right now with the goal of getting fitter and losing weight, who they wait till the first, they go for an hour a day and they go on any diet that has a name. All right, if it's got a name, raw vegan, paleo, ketogenic diet, South Beach, right? Those diets have names. Those are fad diets. You go on a kooky fad diet, particularly a major exclusion diet that excludes entire food groups, entire healthy food groups, and you start going to the gym an hour a day and you wait till the first to join, I guarantee you you're going to be one of those 9 in 10 who doesn't finish it out. You just wasted your time. Go ahead and start the commitment now ahead of time. Start it early, get in, ease into it today, and then start making slow life choices. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.